Week 16 of the fantasy football season, and here's a few quarterbacks I have as sleepers this week. The first quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. of the Atlanta Falcons. So Kirk Cousins, he was pulled as the starting quarterback for this Falcon team, where the last month of the season, it's just been a train wreck for Kirk Cousins, and he's only thrown 1 touchdown and 9 interceptions in the time. So then make the turn to the rookie Penix, 8th overall pick in the NFL draft this season, and he's available right now 92% of fantasy leagues. So Penix, he's got great athleticism, he's got a good arm, and he's a lefty quarterback, which obviously is rare nowadays in the NFL to see many lefties besides obviously Tua. So Penix, they have great weapons, obviously Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson out of the backfield, and this week with a good matchup versus the New York Giants, it wouldn't be surprising to me he gets 15, 20 fantasy points is Michael Penix, because this Giant team, like I said, can't stop anyone, and they give up the 10th most fantasy points to quarterbacks on the season. Next quarterback, Aiden O'Connell of the Las Vegas Raiders. It looks like he's going to return to this game as Aiden O'Connell, available 96% of fantasy leagues, and he's a quarterback that's had some decent games here and there, but injuries have been a problem all season long. So the last 2 games before he missed Week 15's game, Week 13 he had a great ball game in a tough loss at the Kansas City Chiefs, 340 pass yards, 2 touchdowns, a fumble loss. And then Week 14 at Tampa Bay, only 104 pass yards, an interception, 6 rushing yards, a touchdown, and a fumble loss before he left that game with injury. So this week, Antonio Pierce, head coach, says O'Connell to start in this ball game, and it's a great matchup versus the Jacksonville Jaguars that give up the most fantasy points on the season to quarterbacks. So with good weapons in Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers, I think Aiden O'Connell in deeper leagues and 2 quarterback leagues could be a serviceable sleeper option for fantasy owners. And like I said, he's out there in 96% of fantasy leagues. And the third and final quarterback I have as a sleeper is Dorian Thompson-Robinson of the Cleveland Browns. Thompson-Robinson taking over the starting quarterback job. Jameis Winston got pulled after it was a horrendous ball game last week, taking a lot of sacks, turning the football over a whole lot. And Thompson-Robinson, last season he played a few games for the Browns, 440 pass yards, a touchdown, 4 interceptions, 65 rush yards, and a 2-point conversion. So he has some mobility as Thompson-Robinson. We know they got some decent weapons, Jerry Jeudy, David Njoku if he returns in this ball game, Jerome Ford, a good receiver out of the backfield, and Thompson-Robinson has a good matchup with Cincinnati that gives up the 3rd most fantasy points to quarterbacks on the season. So most likely in a game where they're going to be chasing points and have to throw the football a whole lot, Thompson-Robinson could be a sleeper option. But I'm just saying in the deepest or 2 quarterback leagues, and he's out there in 99% of fantasy leagues. That's a few quarterbacks I have as sleepers for Week 16 of the fantasy football season.